What is up, guys? So in this video, I don't have an exact format for how I'm going to go over everything, but I want to put together some sort of beginner's guide for newer players. I just kind of want to tell you what I think is useful and what's going to help you out, and also just go over like every facet of the game that I can think about, because honestly, for Fairy Tail Fierce Fight, there is a ton of content in this game, and it's crazy because it's not like one of the better known, I feel like, gacha games, and I'm a big fan of Fairy Tail, and honestly, I didn't think I was going to be a big fan of this game. Like, I thought the UI looked kind of weird when I first logged in. I was like, yeah, might not be for me. And then I got to playing it and I was like, holy crap, this game is a ton of fun. I really enjoy it. I've been playing it for like 2 months now and I'm still enjoying the game a lot. Like, very, very much so. My biggest issue with the game is that some of the characters, like specifically Urza and Mira Jane, are kind of paywalled. You can still get them for free if you know how, but it's a little bit more difficult, okay? But the rest of these characters, it feels pretty good to summon on. The pity isn't too bad. The game overall is good. So speaking of summoning, we'll just start with the recruit menu down here, and we'll talk about how that works really quickly if you're a newer player. So feel free to skip to different sections of this video. I'll talk about many different things throughout the game, right? So the first thing is, when you log into the game, there are servers. And when you pick a server, if you pick a higher number server, for example, I'm in server 93, then you will be starting later than other people or on a earlier version of the game. Okay, so initially when the game launched, for people who are on like servers 1, 2, 3, 4, they had a Juvia banner come out, as well as a Guild Arts banner, okay? But now they obviously no longer have a Guild Arts and Juvia banner. They have other banners, like right now, if you've caught up, your server will catch up eventually. Right now, we have a Josei and an Evergreen banner, and banners do come back around, banners do rotate, like we just had Guild Arts here previously, so if you miss a character, you'll have a chance to get them again, which is nice because they're typically running 2 characters at a time. But you want to, I highly recommend, if you're a newer player, start on one of those higher numbered servers, because those higher numbered servers are going to give you a better chance at actually getting all of the units and not having to wait forever for a unit to come back around. Now, with that said, if your friend's like on server 50 and you want to join server 50 to be with your friend, that's fine. If you want to be in the same guild and stuff, that would help you out. So keep that in mind. There are servers. The servers scare a lot of people away because they log in and they see servers and they're like, yep, nope, this game seems kind of like a scam. But the servers are actually a really good thing because they give you server rewards. We'll talk about those here in a minute. But for the summons, you can see here, these are the summons we have in the current server. And as you do these summons, there is pity. It's 70 pity to get a guaranteed SSR wizard. Now, that does not guarantee you the summonable or featured wizard. But I will say, more often than not, I would say like 9 times out of 10, I actually get the rated up wizard in that 70 pity, which is really, really nice. But even if you don't get that rated up wizard, you do have a chance to get these other ones. And trust me when I say, you need a lot of copies of wizards to make them strong. Like, it takes a lot to be able to max out a character. So just keep that in mind. I think it takes like 3 to 4 copies. I'd have to go back and check my math total to be able to get a wizard to 4 stars, and that's when you unlock their ultimate skill. So it's kind of worth getting those extra copies if you can. But then in addition to the 70 pity, they give you rewards back for as you summon, like the pity number 2, I don't know what you call this, right? But like basically as you go through this, you're gonna get 20, 50, 100. At 100 summons, you get 5 tickets. At 150 summons, you get a full multi-back for free. At 200 pity, you get a character. So technically this is a different type of pity, but there's 2 different types of pity. And as you go through it, you'll get guaranteed summons back, and you'll get guaranteed character pieces, or a guaranteed character back. It takes 60 pieces to make a character, so once you get 60 pieces, you do get the character, which is nice. And then in addition to all of that, as you summon, you get these orbs right here, and you can exchange those orbs for this nice little chest, and this chest has a chance to drop you SSR mage pieces, as well as summon tickets and diamonds and other summon tickets for another banner, which we'll talk about here in a second. But basically, summoning in this game feels very, very good, other than the paywall banners for Mira Jane and Urza, which are a little bit different, and in a different section, okay? You can go check out my Mira Jane summon video and see how those summons work, because they are a little bit special, and that's the only thing I really don't like about the game too much. We also have the Magic Gear summon here. Magic Gear is going to be necessary for leveling up your characters. You get these tickets by completing quests and different things throughout the game. Just playing the game will give you these tickets. We'll talk more about what Magic Gear does later in this video. And then we have the Elite Recruit. The Elite Recruit will always be there. It will not go away, and these tickets can be earned through the story, they can be earned through server rewards, they can be earned through various different things, okay? And there is a separate pity for this. Note that this pity is not the same as the pity for the normal banners, okay? And the summon tickets are different. And as you summon on this banner, you do have a chance to get any of these wizards. These are like the general pool wizards. I don't know if they're ever going to add to this pool of wizards, you know, maybe once we get more in there, but you can pull any of these. And these characters, some of them are actually fairly decent. I think the ones maybe to go for, these are like your starter wizards, would be like Juvia is solid, and you get her for free if you're starting the game new, right, essentially. And because you get her for free, getting extra copies of her is good, because that's going to allow you to make her one of your strongest characters starting out. Hot Eye is also fairly decent, and I think Cobra is also fairly decent. Like, any of these characters can be made decent, but I feel like these first three in particular, I see a lot more in the game from various players and stuff like that than others. Now, if you disagree, feel free to let me know in the comments. Like, I know I'm saying all these characters can be useful, but I think these three are kind of the three that you would be lucky to pull at the beginning and happy to pull at the beginning. And then we also have normal recruits. So normal recruits, you can see I have 60 of them. I haven't done them in a hot minute, but normal recruits are going to give you rare and SR and potentially, not as much, SSR character pieces. You can see the rates for the SSR character pieces are a lot lower, but these are going to give you pieces that are going to allow you to work on and star up your mages. Okay, so that is the summon menu in a nutshell. Now let's really quickly talk about server rewards. So if we go into leaderboard here, right, and as you go through, there's different things in here that give you diamonds and free summons and stuff like that. So right here, each time you pull a character, each time a new character's banner is out, there is a progression reward for how high you get your character progress. So right now, my Evergreen is at 402,000 total battle power, and I am at rank 16. If you're in the top 10, you get a special title, and you get more diamonds. So I'll still get diamonds at rank 16, it's just not going to be quite as much. I get 1,500. And then for Josei, I'm number 8 right now. So I would get the Phantom Lord title, I get 2,000 diamonds, and I can actually probably still get him a little bit higher, and I still have 8 days left on him. There's only 1 day left on Evergreen though, but I am waiting on a free copy for her, which we'll talk about in a second as well. Okay, so every character banner that comes out, they do give you a free character essentially for that banner, which is nice. But the server challenges, that's the main thing I want to talk about here. And server challenges are really nice, and this is why servers are good, because if you rank within a total amount of players, the first 30 for this, or any, you know, to complete this challenge, a total of 30 players must win 300 times, and then if 30 players do this, I believe the whole server gets these rewards, but if you're one of the initial 30 players to do it, you get ranking rewards on top of that. So you get the server rewards, and then you also get the ranking rewards, which are pretty nice. So having that separated by server gives you a higher probability of being in these first 30 players to actually get the additional rewards, which in turn gives you more summons. So these server like challenges I think are really nice and really cool. I don't know if they'll ever have like server like competitions, which would be cool to see which server does better, but maybe that could be something we see in the future. But yeah, server challenges, wizard rankings, and various other things here to give you extra diamonds and stuff like that through the leaderboard tab, which is pretty nice. Now, going back to the thing I said about getting a free wizard whenever a banner comes out. So once again, we have the Josei banner and we have the Evergreen banner out right now, right? Well, you can get a free copy of each character, but it's not from this menu. You have to go to the benefit menu, and then you go to the bottom two tabs. These do switch. So right here is the Evergreen one, and then right here is the Josei one. As you can see, I've completed all of the first tab of Josei, and I've completed all of the first tab of Evergreen. Now, if I go to the second tab, you'll see here that I have completed almost all of it, but these ones are time gated. I have 1 hour and 9 minutes until this one releases, and I can get my last 20 pieces to be able to get Evergreen to 4 stars, which is very, very nice. So in total, you're going to get, I think, 10, 20, 25, and then 45, 50, 55, 60. You do get a full character for free from this, okay? So it takes 60 pieces to put a character together. So even if you don't summon on a banner and you want to be free to play, you can get pretty much every character for free if you wanted to play this game free to play. Now, this game does lean heavily into pay to progress, I will say that. So if you want to get the character to their max potential, get them to 4 stars and whatnot, you are going to need to summon. And you can still do some of the summons for free, but if you want to like be able to go crazy on a character and make them really strong, it is going to take a couple of dupes. So just keep that in mind. But if you're free to play, I think in terms of free to playness, this is very, very genuinely nice to the free to play player. Now, with that said, I just want to reiterate, there are some predatory banners. That would be the Mirror Jane, Urza one. They're almost like pay gated. It's very, very hard to summon on them. If you complete all the missions, these banners will come around once in a while and they have scrolls. If you complete all the missions, get all the scrolls and stuff like that, but don't spend them, you save them. And then you do that the second time when it comes back a month later, then you'll have enough to do get pity once and get one of these characters, right? So basically it takes 2 rotations of their special summon banners coming around to be able to pity one of the characters for free. It is difficult to do, and it's going to be hard for the free-to-play player. So just keep in mind, that is the only part, I'm going to be completely straightforward with you guys, the only part of the game that I personally really don't like and that I wish was a little bit different, okay? So next, let's talk about the main quest and the adventure tab, because these 2 tabs kind of go hand in hand. So the main quest tab is going to have various stories, and right now I think it goes all the way up to the end of the Phantom Lord story, if I remember right. I'm not sure exactly. Yeah, the end of the Phantom Lord story. So it's very little of the actual fairy tale story has been covered in the main quest so far. So there's still a ton that they can add to it. But as you progress the main quest, you will be able to get a free copy of Makarov. You'll also be able to get some diamonds and some summon tickets along the way. But the catch is, as you go through the main quest, and I'll show you this here, things are going to be locked for you. So you can see right here, clear adventure 30 through 9. If I have not cleared that, I cannot take on this stage. I cannot progress the main quest. So you have to go into the adventure tab and I have to complete 39, okay, which right now I'm on 31. So this would be 32 right here, 33, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is 39. So if I clear 39, I will then be able to take on that stage of the main quest. You can see unlocks main quest 14.1. The other catch though is to be able to take on these stages in adventure, you do have to progress your level. So right now I'm level 58. I am able to take on this adventure stage, but for the next adventure stage for 31, I will have to be at level 59 to be able to take that on. So you do want to progress your levels in order to be able to take on adventure and in order to take on main quest. So it does actually take you a while, a bit of grinding to be able to complete the whole story and to be able to complete the adventure. So just keep that in mind as you guys are going through this. Now, how do you level up? The best way to level up is by completing your daily quest, because daily quest will give you experience. That experience is going to, of course, help you level up quicker and help you to complete the story quicker. And so as you can see right now, I have completed all of the daily activities here for this day. And as you complete daily activities, you also get these chests, and these chests give you more diamonds and more summons. So really it's a win-win completing the quest, because you get stamina, you get XP, you get diamonds. There's really no downside. And honestly, a lot of these quests are just simple things like level up your wizards and work on your character. So it's pretty straightforward and pretty easy. So you want to make sure you guys are doing your daily quest every single day. And honestly, you don't have to do all of them. As you can see, I still have 3 that I haven't done, and I've opened all the chests for the daily. So I can go back through and do these if I need to. It helps for the XP, but it's not 100% necessary for me. And I do believe in the last chest of the daily, if I'm remembering correctly, it gives you a 100 XP boost, which is a lot. So you want to make sure you guys are actually doing all of your dailies whenever you can. Now, moving on after that, let's talk about the wizard tab. So the wizard tab, there are a lot of good wizards and there are some not so good wizards. I will be straightforward with you guys right now. There are SR wizards that are better than SSR wizards. There are rare wizards that are better than some of the SSR wizards. Okay, so this Natsu right here, insanely good if you level him up. Wendy, insanely good if you level her up. She's almost necessary for some of the endgame content with the amount of healing that she can do. So there are SRs and rares that you're actually going to want to work on. And as you progress SR and rare characters, you can actually up their rarity to SSR, but you do have to get them to 6 stars first. So if I go back, well, you can see it right there, but if I go back right here, you can see she's at 6 stars. You can see it down here as well. She's at 6 stars. You don't need to have her completely tiered up yet, but you know, there we go. And you are going to need these endgame items. So you need 240 pieces. You need this. You need the Mount Hakabe ice. You need a lot of stuff to be able to do second origin and stuff like that, and aptitude and stuff like that. So you can definitely up the rarity on characters. You can make them a lot stronger and stuff like that. Keep that in mind. SR characters and rare characters, though, can be just as good, if not better, than SSR characters when you guys are going through the game. I will try to put together a tier list later of characters that I think are good, including rare and SR characters that you guys should be working on, and characters that maybe aren't worth as much of the investment. But I do want to try out and get every character to about 400,000 before I make that judgment. So that's why I've been holding off on the tier list, because I want to see everyone's potential usefulness in the game, right? But I will say right now, Jalal, if you have a chance to pull for him, try to get him to 5 stars, because he will carry you through every form of content in the game, whether that is PvE or PvP. He is just insanely good, okay? Now, if we go into wizards, let's talk about just how to progress them and how to increase their overall combat power. So as you can see, Jalal is my strongest at 519,000. To increase their level, you will get level scrolls as you progress the story. So let's go to a character who's not fully leveled up. Jose will work. And we're going to hit the plus button. You can do add all. And I only have enough scrolls to get him that far right now. I can't even actually get him to level 58. But that's how you progress their levels, pretty straightforward. And then these right here are tiers. To do the tier ups, you do need to get these sources of whatever they are. So in Jose's case, he is wisdom. You can get these from doing raids, which are basically like skip tickets on a stage, or you will get these chests as you play through the game, or buy them in the diamond shop, and you can just pick out sources of wisdom and go like this, max, open them up. And you can see now I have 21 sources of wisdom. As you progress through the tiers, it does require more of these orbs to be able to open up the next tier. So like at the lower ones, it starts at like 40. But on the last one, now it costs me 240 of these, and they are not cheap to get. They are kind of expensive and hard to get, so just keep that in mind. And that is for Jose being a wisdom character. If I find another character, okay, for example, Makarov is power. It is a different type of orb, so I just want to show you guys what that looks like, and it is a red orb, okay? I have 138 on that, but I'm not able to quite do him yet. And then next, after tiering up, you have the star up menu. So this is where you would go if you pull extra copies of a character. Extra copies of a character give you character pieces. As of right now, it would cost me 20 pieces to be able to unlock an extra 60 attack for Jose. I am waiting for the free character stuff I showed you guys earlier to be able to get those extra 5, and then I'll be able to get another 20 after that, and it will cost me 20 the first time to get to 4 stars. When you get him to 4 stars, you will unlock a new skill, which is his ultimate, and that is the same for every single character. It does get more expensive as you get higher in stars, so after I get to 4 stars, it will cost me more to do this again to get to 5 stars. And after I get to 5 stars, it'll cost me more to get to 6 stars. So it gets progressively more expensive. It will take a lot of character copies to be able to get a wizard all the way to 6 stars. That's why I don't really have very many 6-star wizards. I think I have like 3 or 4, and most of them are rares or SRs like you saw, like Wendy. Now, if we go down to the character skills, we have all of these character skills here. Here is the ultimate I do not have unlocked. Each character will also have a leader and a passive skill. Make sure you check out what those are when you guys get a chance. But as for the action skills, I would like to call them, or active skills, they're active skills, I guess, you can level these up to level 10. And as you level them up, you will increase the percentage of damage you do, or the effect duration, or whatever it is. So make sure you guys read those effects as you level them up. But level 10 is the max level for skills. It's pretty straightforward for these. You can go to the level up, and well, actually, let's go to one where I can see it. And it'll tell you what you need. And if you need to ever find something, you can click it, and you can go to that source wherever you would need to go to be able to obtain that item. Same basic principle for gear. Okay, so as you are progressing gear, you'll see that you need items. You can obtain these from the main quest and other places, adventure and stuff like that. You can go and use raids or skip tickets to earn those items, and then after you have enough, you can tier up it, and then you gotta level it up, and all of that will cost gold. Gold costs quite a bit when you get to these higher tiers, so make sure you save up as much gold as you can. Also, the stamina does not go very far. So a lot of times I end up buying stamina with diamonds. If you want to be frugal, don't do that. try to wait, try to be patient. It's just going to take you a little bit longer to progress your account. But Happy gives you fish every single day, which will give you stamina, which is nice. So let me see if I can actually go ahead. Let's do a raid right here really quickly. And I should have some fish saved up so I can show you. So I raided that stage. There's no more attempts. I'll raid this stage here. And I should be getting close to my stamina limit. Okay, so I've ran out of stamina. Even though I clicked 3 raids, it only did 2 because I ran out of stamina. I am 1 away. I'm at 15 out of 16 to be able to get this leveled up. So now I'm going to go ahead and click raid. It won't let me. I have the option to use fish. I have 6 fish. 1 fish gives you 50 stamina at a time, right? So you get these fish from Happy. He'll give them to you every day. If you ever miss claiming them, you can get them from the gift box. So I did 1. It'll stop you when you reach your required amount. And then I need 4 more of these. So if I go ahead and raid, I'll be able to get most of those. I'm at 7 out of 8. I just need to do 1 more raid. And now I should be able to tier up Jose's gear. And all of these are at level 9, so it doesn't really matter to me which one I do. So I'll go ahead and do that one. And you can see it increases my overall combat class. So that's another way to increase your combat class. And then down here we have Heaven Stones. You can tier up Heaven Stones, and as you tier them up, they will get new skill slots unlocked, okay? But it does take a lot of Heaven Stones to be able to tier them up. It takes a lot of time and investment, and it's a pain in the butt. But yeah, Heaven Stones are pretty straightforward. They'll give you a special skill. When a skill hits an enemy, enemies take 10% more damage in the next 5 seconds. This one over here, upon defeating an enemy, increase armor by 3% for 5 seconds. And you can recast these with the Sky Stones. So that's, if you ever wondered what the Sky Stones do, there you go, you can recast them and change what your Heaven Stone does. So hopefully that explains how those work, because I know a lot of people have questions about how the Sky Stones work. And then next we have the Energy Circle. So Energy Circle, you are going to want 6-star orbs if you can, because those are going to give you the most benefits, and they're going to give you the most things here. As you go through the Energy Circle, you will level this up by obtaining these crystals down here. Where do you obtain the crystals? You get them from the daily fight back, and you have wisdom ones, you have agility ones, power ones, and versatility ones, just depending on the type of mage you are dealing with. You can do up to 12 a day if you spend crystals. It's 10 a day without spending crystals. And as you progress, I think it takes up to level 40 to be able to unlock all of the orb slots. I might be wrong, it might be 45, I don't remember at this point. But yeah, it'll take you a while to be able to unlock all of these orb slots. They will not be unlocked right away. So keep that in mind as you guys are progressing your Energy Circle. I did a whole video just on the Energy Circle alone, so go check that out if you guys need help with that. And then last but not least, we have the magic gear. So the magic gear can come in various different forms, right? So this is a supreme magic gear, and it's going to actually have a pretty decent effect for me. So right now, when attacked, there is a 10% chance to gain a shield that can absorb damage equal to 130% of attack and lasts for 5 seconds, has a 15-second cooldown. And so that's an example of one gear. There are other types of gear. I forget who has my other one. I have a special one on somebody. There we go. On Mira Jane. So there's these special ones that are really, really, really hard to get, and you have to get lucky to get them. And if I go back into the recruit tab and to the gear tab, I should be able to show you guys what they're actually called. So brilliant magic gears are up here. They each do different things. You can click on them to see them. So if you guys ever want to know what different types of gears there are, there you go. Then you have the supreme magic gears, you have the epic magic gears, you have the advanced ones, so on and so forth. You can tier up epic magic gears to supreme gears, but you cannot tier up supreme gears to brilliant magic gears, from my understanding, so keep that in mind. So all of these can be tiered up all the way up to supreme magic gear, but then for the brilliance, you have to actually pull them or get lucky enough to get them. So those are gears, and that's just another way to level up your wizards. And that, I think, just about covers everything with wizards. We talked about, you know, the starting them up, the leveling them up, the second origin, all that stuff earlier on, aptitude. So that is, in a nutshell, for a beginner, pretty much everything you need to know about wizards and how they work in this game. Now, besides that, there are still a few tabs we have to talk about. We have to talk about the contest tab, the daily tab, the challenge tab, and the magic device tab, and the guild tab. Oh boy, there's just so much. I'm not really going to worry too much about mail, backpack, and shop. Like, you guys can figure that stuff out on your own, right? But let's go ahead and start with the guild tab first. Okay, so you want to join a guild. because you are going to be able to get nice rewards from the guild. There is a guild shop, which is going to allow you to buy exclusive things that are going to be nice and help you out through progressing through the game. It does actually matter, and you do need to join a guild shop. You also want to make sure you are challenging the guild boss every single day, because you get some really nice rewards here that are going to help you progress your account. So this is normal right here, and this is extreme, right? So you get a lot of really nice rewards, and these are going to help you level up your skills, level up your characters, gives you some free summon diamonds and stuff like that. So make sure you are taking that on every single day. Guild Clash, my club has not been lucky enough, my guild has not been lucky enough to do this yet, because sign-in reaches 50, currently at 11. We're at everything else though, 67 million, 18. We met the other requirements, but yeah, I would really like to take on Guild Clash, but I don't know, the restrictions are maybe a little bit too high for us right now. And there's also these things called Guild Quests. There are personal rankings within the Guild Quest that do not matter in comparison to your club. So I was... oh, maybe it does matter for the guild. Might be wrong on that. Apologies. Okay, yeah, so our guild ranked at 22. It's not personal. I apologize. That was all wrong. So my guild ranked at 22, but you want to make sure you're participating in this because it's going to give you extra diamonds. So go ahead and make sure you're doing your quests and stuff like that for the guild quest every time they do pop up. That way you can get those free diamonds and, you know, help your club out and also help yourself out with some summons. So that's the guild tab. Pretty simple and straightforward. And next, a really, really important tab, Magic Device tab. This is the tab that can decide who wins in like Peak Arena and PvP. It is a very, very important tab. It'll also help you out a lot in PvE. So what do magic devices do? Well, they give you special benefits to certain types of wizards. So this particular one right here is a magic device that I have tiered up quite a ways and then started to awaken it as well. And by doing that, I have versatility wizards gaining 3,453 HP. It doesn't matter which versatility wizard it is, they are gaining that extra HP. And they are also gaining damage reduction plus 2%. Okay, so that you can see how that would be really OP. And the orange ones are typically going to be better than the other ones, right? So I have another one for versatility wizards, giving them extra attack and extra HP on top of that. And after you awaken it, you get 4% activates, what is it? Oh, 4% extra damage. Sorry, it's wizard's damage. It says it right there. 4% extra damage, which is insane for versatility wizards. So really, really good benefits. And like, so if you have these magic devices activated and other people do not, it's obviously going to give you a big leg up and a big advantage. And there are lots of these in the game, and they're not just for versatility wizards, but that's who I've been focusing on because I feel like a lot of the mages in the early game are versatile mages. So that's just, or at least the ones I have. There are power devices and stuff you can get as well. And you can buy a lot of that stuff from the shop when it comes to getting what you need. So I believe, which one? It's the Peak Contest shop. So you want to compete in Peak Arena because you'll be able to get the magic device pieces, and it takes 40 magic device pieces to be able to put together a magic device. So you can purchase those by competing in the Peak Contest. Peak Contest is under the Contest tab. So with that, we'll lead into the Contest tab. So Contest has Arena and it has Peak Contest. So Arena is just your typical PvP, but you are going against bots in PvP. It's pretty straightforward, pretty easy. I've done a few PvP videos. Go check those out if you guys need help understanding PvP. But there are different tiers to PvP. As you tier up, you will get better rewards. And once you reach a tier for the first time, you get first time rewards. And you can see just for getting to Legend, that was 3,000 diamonds, which is a pretty generous reward in my opinion. So make sure you guys are climbing in PvP when you get the chance. And then on the flip side, you have a Peak Contest. Peak Contest is something you don't typically really control. It's more of something like the bots are going to control for you, but you need to think more about team strategy and how you guys are going to be setting your teams up so that you do not lose, because it'll put an AI team for you, and that AI team will either win or lose for you. So hopefully your characters are matched up and in the correct spots, and hopefully you are building up your characters to be able to beat other people. So you can see my first team right here, and you can see their first team here. I do think my team would probably do okay because that's only a 3-star angel, but that is a 5-star and a 5-star right there, and Natsu can honestly hurt. So you got to be careful about who's going up against who, right? When you're setting up your matches here in Peak Contest. So just keep that in mind. Try to match up characters with characters you think that are going to win. But also keep in mind, it doesn't show you all the teams, okay? So you got to kind of guess and hope for the best. Peak Contest is interesting, but has pretty good rewards, and for minimal effort and like investment, like person-wise, you don't really have to pay attention to it. I like Peak Arena quite a bit. And then last but not least, we have the Challenge tab. Okay, so Challenge tab has a lot of different tabs, so you can see why I saved it for last. Okay, so a lot of these you will not have unlocked immediately as a new player. You will unlock them as you go and as you level up. Keep that in mind. So the first one, Perdition Palace. Perdition Palace is a seemingly endless thing of floors that you go through, or palace of floors that you go through over and over and over again to get nice rewards and to be able to get free summon tickets. And eventually, I think it's at 450, if I remember right, because that was a while ago. I'm at 179, but at 450 you get a free SSR mage, so that is really, really nice. And then at what is it for me right now, I think it's 4200. At 4200 I get a free multi, right? So like every 50 to 100 floors you get like a really special reward, so it is pretty nice. And a lot of these, honestly, you can run them on auto if you have your characters built enough, so it's not too bad. But Perdition Palace will be difficult for you at the start of the game, I'll tell you right now, but as you level up your characters and progress, it will become easier, so just hang in there. Trust me, it gets easier. And as you progress, you are also going to be able to add characters to your exploration tab. As you add characters to your exploration tab, it increases the amount of bonuses you get, and then you can collect those earnings. I believe it's every 12 hours, and every 12 hours you're going to max out at a certain amount of bonuses for gold, perdition, points, and these here that are used to progress your characters. Okay, so those are kind of the rewards you can get. Yeah, it's every 12 hours. It says it literally right there. I'm just blind. Okay, and then Pandemonium is going to be how you guys are going to get your orbs for the energy circle. They are going to rotate which Pandemonium character you can take on each day. On the weekends, all 3 are open. You can also, so you get 2 attempts per day. You can also assist a person 3 times a day and get orbs that way as well. So plenty of ways to get orbs, and you can invite in other players to help you out when the bosses are too hard. The difficulties continue to rise, but you can only unlock a certain difficulty once you've hit a certain level. So like right here, I would like to take on this difficulty because it gives me 6-star orbs. That is very, very important, right? And it's much better than 5-star orbs, but I can't take it on until I hit level 60. So you want to make sure you guys are leveling up as quickly and as efficiently as possible, like I talked about earlier, for that purpose as well. And next we have Tower of Heaven. Tower of Heaven is a whole beast in and of itself. I recently did a video on this, how to climb through Tower of Heaven, but it's pretty straightforward. You just need to use the minimal amount of mages to get through this as far as possible, and you are going to have to probably summon on other banners to be able to go further. That way you have the characters you need. But I'm not going to go too in depth on this because I did make this deserves a whole separate video in and of itself for Tower of Heaven. And then we have the Wizard Test. The Wizard Test you will be able to go through multiple times, and as you go through the Wizard Test, you will get some rewards. And those rewards can be summon tickets that you can buy for cheap for the elite recruit, as well as just various other things that you'll be able to get, like these rewards right here that you can see as you progress through the Wizard Test. And then after the Wizard Test, we have the Battle of the Undead King, which is Marred Gear. And as you have different stages here you can build teams for. And if you achieve a certain score, you will get rewards. These are going to be your Heaven Stones, and your Heaven Stones are going to allow you to, if you get enough of them, you can upgrade them to blue. If you get enough blue, you can upgrade them to purple. If you get enough purples, you upgrade them to orange, right? So you just need to do this as much as possible, whenever you can. And there's also rankings for this as well. As you climb through the ranks, you get better rewards. If you make it to Legendary, you get those, which is pretty nice. That's a free multi, that's another free multi, and that's a Heaven Stone as well, and 15k rerolls stones as well. Like it's really good reward. So you guys want to make sure you guys are doing this whenever you can. It resets about every week when you're doing it, so keep that in mind. And it is going to have stipulations for how you put together teams. So right here we have magic versatility, so you have to use characters who are magic characters, which are blue, and then this emblem right here represents versatility characters, so that is why we are limited to those characters. Those are magic versatility characters, okay? And if you ever need physical characters, just so you guys know, physical characters are red, okay? And then this would also be physical agility. As you can see, I don't have too many physical agility characters, so that limits me on that particular stage, and I won't be able to get a super high score, okay? But then down here you have no deploy conditions. This is the one where you're going to be able to score the highest, but also keep in mind if you've used any mages like up here on versatility magic, you will not be able to use them in the no deploy conditions. So you can only use them once wherever you decide to use them, but you can repeat the stages over to try and get a higher score. So that's how the Battle of the Undead works. You get some nice rewards from that. And then last but not least, we have the Oration Sais. I have done a couple of videos on this, and it's fairly simple the way it works once you understand it. But basically, to take on the Oration Sais, you just go in here, you can beat normal, hard, and then the real thing doesn't start until you get to extreme. Once you get to extreme, it requires willpower, and if you do not have the suggested willpower, it will be harder for you. So right now I have a current willpower of 30, meaning I will do less damage than if I had a willpower of 50. If you have more than a willpower of 50, which is the suggested willpower, then you will do extra damage, okay? So pretty straightforward on that. How do you increase your willpower? You have to increase your alliance level. How do you increase your alliance level? Simply by repeating the lower level extremes over and over again until you increase your alliance level and thereby increase your willpower. And then also you need to take into account each boss has boss traits that you have to work around and strategize for. So once again, I did videos on each of the bosses separately, so go check those out if you guys want to know like the separate strategies for those bosses. And I believe that is about everything. We could talk about the top-up shop, but I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. Most people can figure out their way through the top-up shop if they want to spend money. Events, they'll pop up regularly once in a while. There's like the wizard race and stuff like that, but nothing too crazy. Most of these events explain themselves, right? So hopefully that helps you guys out. And if you are ever still lost, there is this guide thing that will like tell you different information about the game and stuff like that. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, please consider going down there, hitting that like button, hitting that subscribe button, and thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.